Hey, what's up? I'm Makken, Norwegian freerider. I'm in my hometown, beautiful Vangen Valdres, and we're checking out my Nicolai G18. It's the first bike that I've actually been able to set up too stiff. The linkage is super progressive and it makes it so easy to set up for jumps. Nicolai, they were able to give me this custom painted frame. I got inspired from a snowmobile that my father had in the shop in 1999. And it's almost a little retro with the purple and the yellow. And it's the most colorful bike I've ever had. Bunch of reverse components on my bikes. The Nicolai handlebar, 48 millimeter. I cut them to 780. And the Nicolai seat with a little extra grip for grabs. I shave off a PVC pipe, push it on, and then take handlebar tape or handlebar tape. For grips, I run the Sensa Swayze slip-on, and I just apply wires at the ends so they don't twist. In the back, I'm running the new gen single speed kit from Reverse. It's way easier to set up, and it stays in place once you've found the spot. And I've been running single speed since 2010, way before it was a trend. And it's the only way to go. Riding for Hope and having those components makes it so much easier when you have to make a frame switch, because the wheels are so dialed and the brakes and everything, it makes it so much easier to set it up and be able to predict how the bike is going to handle before you even ride it. I think this is my second or third year on the Hope Tech 4, and you just can't go wrong with Hope. It's solid and their brake's been good for years, but these new ones, they're unbelievable. The modulation is way better and they're way more predictable at lower speeds. And I don't want to use the word progressive, but they kind of adjust to how fast you go. It's hard to explain, you just need to try it. And these cranks, I understand that it's not what they thought of doing when they designed it like this, but they have this ring that you're supposed to tighten the crank with. But if you over tighten it, and that's obviously not recommended, I understand, but if you over tighten it, it works as a anti-crank spin. So for me, that's super into the foot tricks and everything, it's dialed because my cranks, they never spin. I think this is my second season on their new pedal, the F22. It took me a little while to get used to because it was quite a bit more grippy than their previous pedals. And I understand that people want grippy pedals, but when you're doing tricks, you kind of want to move your foot around, and when you don't catch your pedal perfect, you kind of want to replace it. But I found a technique and these pedals are solid. Nicolai, they were able to get the linkage and all these small little parts in the same color as the Hope. So for a custom bike, it looks pretty production, and that's pretty cool. Over to the suspension. I've been with Suntour since 2018 now, and I absolutely love it. Like, it's super easy to set up. The shock, it's easier to tune than it is to change a tube when you have a flat tire. It's perfect for me. Like, it's a 3-minute job to retune it. And figuring out a new bike or going to new jumps or something, it's good to have that quick access and to do it quick. The fork, I run super stiff. On the stanchions, I run grip tape because I'm kind of 1999 inspired on this thing, so I like the old freestyle motocross tricks like cliffhangers and double grabs, and that's why I put this, just to have a bit more to hang on to and easier to grab. Backyard design, they've given me these custom decals with the Ramp Camp logo on the fender and some sparkly blue flames on the shock and on the fork. Tires, I run tubes never fail. I never puncture. I run usually like 30-35 psi, so, and the thickest tubes you get, because I like heavy wheels for whips and stuff. And it's the Minion DHR2 in the front and back. It's a tire I trust. Another cool piece about the G18 is that you can change out all these linkages. It's a lot of things you can get into with this bike if you want it to act different. Mine is pretty much out of the box. The only thing that I've kind of like tuned more or less is the suspension. And yeah, it's my air cruiser. It's my jump bike, and I usually build one for downhill and one for jumps, but I always just end up riding the jumps. So this is the one you're probably gonna see me on the most. Går det med nå da? Her er det jo strøm da.
Nej. Var det det?
Ja.
Jag har dratt pungen i flera gånger.
Har du det?
Ja.
Subbar ikke den.
Nej.
Fan!
Va?